Greetings and welcome fellow YouTubers out there. This week we are looking at some cheap games that are currently out on the store at the moment, such as Honnor&Duty as well as Operation Warcade. There are some rumours going around that because of Battlezone, Xbox might be getting a VR support. And also, in the next few weeks, we are getting the Sci-Fi London Film Festival coming soon. So we'll be talking all about all of this on this week's Weekly Update. Hold on a sec, didn't last week we change the format? I know, yep, we did. There we go, how's that? That feels a little bit better. And I kind of like this little format, so I think we're going to stick with this format for the moment. It did take me a little bit of a time to try and get used to it, but I think I've currently sorted it out so that we can be using this format going forward. Okay. First, I want to apologise. I know I always seem to be apologising firstly, but I do apologise. I was trying to get the Skyrim How to Make Money guide up and running, but this week has just been so manic at work that, I mean, I've been working to like the late hours, 8, 9 o'clock at night, and just not getting any real time to get in here. I mean, I've only managed to do the live streams by getting home incredibly late and then playing them whilst half asleep from the day's work, so I do apologise that I haven't been able to get this done on the right date, as well as tomorrow, or basically I'm recording this on Saturday because tomorrow on Sunday, where I would normally be recording this and doing my weekly update, we're going to be attending the Sci-Fi London Film Festival meet and greet, to get everything, to get our team and our staff all organised for the up-and-coming festival, which is going to be in 2 weeks' time. So we are very anxious and eager and looking forward to this going forward. But now, first up, what did we look at? I think the first on the agenda, if I haven't put the agenda in the right order down there, I do apologise, but we'll light them up as we go. Okay, first on the agenda, we had a look at a game called Honnor&Duty. Now this game, as I said, these games that we played this week were cheap games. I think this one was pretty much around about £8 or such, around about the same price that Planet of the Apes was. But these, actually I think it was £5. I'll have to double check the information. Kimber, what was the price? Thank you, Kimber. There you go. That was a price for Honnor&Duty, and as I said, it was a real cheap game that was on the store at the moment, and you basically get what you pay for in this. This isn't a game. This is another one of those experiences. There's no gameplay element to this. It's basically, you got two style of missions. One is going out and shooting lineup after lineup of Nazis. It is just very basic, very plain, very primitive game, and all it really is just a shooting gallery or shooting all the things that come up that start running in front of you. In fact, at some points in the game I was basically just hiding behind a rock and just shooting the people as they spawned. Sometimes they even spawn right in front of me. This was a really poor design game, but this kind of reeks of, well, I wouldn't say reeks, this is sort of like the game that a developer will make when he's on his own with no staff, and it's his like second or maybe third attempt into trying creating a computer game. First attempt being Pong. No one's actually made a Pong game for VR, have they? But yeah, this was one of those basics that's that's in the same line of most of the games in Warcade that when that came out. It is quite basic. There's very limited of stuff that you need to do. The second mode of operation, which was a little bit better than the first mode, was the defend the base scenario. Well, basically, the first level, you got your bit of land, you got to defend it from incoming. Second level, you got a bunker and you got to defend it from incoming, which gets increasingly impossible as all the enemy. Just someone shooting it can damage it, and because you get like wave after wave of enemies coming in, it gets damaged and destroyed really quite easily. But if you do manage to pass that, probably by lowering the difficulty level, if you do manage to get past that and onto some of the harder levels, you start building things like bunkers or armories, or supply depots or medical tents, and these utilities basically have their own unique abilities, such as the armory will give you access to better weapons, whilst the bunker will give you access to spawning friendly soldiers to help defend you, and the healing tent will just heal you. The supply tent will give you certain supplies at certain time. Which is basically the meat and grind of what you need for this type of level. Everything else is really just basic, plain, polygon-shaped graphics. There was no real, well, I can't say there was no real effort to go, because if it was created by one person, then I would like clap and applaud their efforts. For being able to create something like this and putting it out there. But if it was a team of professionals, let's say 5 or 6 people working together at minimum, then there was no real effort into the design. And yeah, I was going to say there are games out there that are the same-ish price and that are much better than this. But it depends what you like, really. I personally wouldn't buy I did buy it because I bought this game so that you guys don't have to. That's sort of line of logic. You can see my playthrough, see what I kind of thought of it. I'll put links down in the description to the actual streaming, and as you can see down here where I haven't played it, that's the sort of graphics, that's the sort of gameplay you've got, and nothing else. Okay, that was a lie. There is one more thing, which is actually just a little bit more interesting than the main storyline, and that's the online multiplayer. Now, when I played up online multiplayer, it is basically a head-to-head. You just go around and try and shoot your opponent. And that is it. Nothing else. You're in a small tight area. There are a couple of different maps, but you're in a small type area. You go around and shoot the opponent. And I kind of lost interest in this game after that. I'll give this score approximately about like 2 out of 10, maybe 3 out of 10 for effort if it is a single person. As I said, not one that you would really want to go out and play or get, because there isn't any real entertainment value in that, unless you just want to sit down and shoot people, and that's it. Next game on the list that we did was Operation Warcade. Now this one was a little bit of a gem. Again, it is still very, kind of a basic game, but a lot more basic than the previous. Sorry, a lot more better than the previous game. And I kind of enjoyed this one from a certain nostalgic point of view. Now, the game in question, they don't actually name it correctly. The game that they're trying to revitalise was a personal favourite game that I used to play in the arcades way back in like the 1980s, or yeah, 1980s, 1990s, and the game was called Operation Wolf. That's why, as you might see on the thumbnail If you guys saw the video that I did, there was a thumbnail that I did for it with my stickmen on the arcade console, but I couldn't find the Operation Wolf console. I found Operation Thunderbolt, which was its sequel, which was a two-player, two people. Oh, sorry, let me just readjust myself. Where two people, one on each gun, could play around and fight the area. But Operation Wolf was the original game that sort of spawned the genre of this sort of area. And I loved it. I played this game over and over and over again when I was a kid. Totally useless at it, kept getting my ass kicked, and I spent many 20p coins or 10p coins because arcade games at that time were actually quite cheap in compared to £1 a pop. £1 a pop, which is what the arcades are these days. Unfortunately, arcades really have died out since. When I played this game, I did get quite a few nice surprises. One of them was right at the very beginning when it asked you what controller you want, because a lot of games out there they say they try to detect what you're currently playing with and say, right, that's what you're playing with. This is the first game that I got that actually said, do you want to be playing with a dual stick controller, move controller, or even the aim controller? And I thought, oh, thank you. That's what I want in my games, for me to decide what controller that I want to be using, and also to know what controllers we can be using. I mean, you say without sorry, I'm just blah, blah, back in the game. Most games out there, you don't know what you have to play with until you actually start it up, or you look in the instructions manual on the PlayStation Store. But that was a nice breath of fresh air when I saw that. It was a simple thing, and then you can just choose which one that you want. And if you didn't have it set up, then you set it up, you press the on button, and then it allows you to actually choose it. Simple things like this, which make it seem a lot better. It raises the morale standards of the games. The other sort of nice little gem was it started out. It wasn't playing like you're a soldier and you're like shooting on-rail shooter. We know that the original game Operation Wolf was an on-rail shooter, but you start out in an arcade. And you're like looking around, you think, with the music beating in the background, and you feel all nostalgic. I used to love these days of going around the arcade, putting Americans call them quarters, these we would call like 20p coins. We're putting 20p in or 10p in and just start playing our game with the music blaring. And if you start getting good, if you really are quite good at the game that you're playing, people start crowding around you and watching you play because they enjoyed watching. If there was a real professional there that played like a pro, people would gather around in their hordes and enjoy watching the professionals play the game. Or even if it's a useless person that can't play the game very well, but if they got a massive stack of coins right next to them and they just keep shoving those in each time they die just to carry on, because people wanted to see the game progress. They wanted to see the game go on further, and watching them was cheaper than playing it for yourself. And you could say in a sense that this was how Let's Plays were before YouTube. Before YouTube came along, before the internet, this is what Let's Plays used to be. People standing around an arcade machine, putting quarters in there, and just started getting a fan club following you around and watching you play. And it was fun. I mean, I kind of got a lot of views myself when I was playing games like Mortal Kombat, because that was one of the class games out there. And in Operation Warcade, this did exactly the same as that. Because after each mission, if you start looking around, you can actually see people start joining you, start watching you. At first it was just like one person, you was just looking, so, oh, you're playing this? You seem good. You're quite enjoying that, yeah. Then another person joins, and then another person, and another person, and before you've got like a whole group or swarm of people that's just hovering over you, hanging onto your every trigger pull, every button press, just waiting for you to beat the next boss. And that was a good feeling that we had back in those days, and they tried to mimic here in this game. The actual gameplay itself, as I said, this is still another one of those experiences out there. It's not a proper game. There are no storylines. There is no real progression except for going from one mission to another, earning star points to open up the next mission. But I must admit, I did actually quite enjoy this game a little bit. It was nothing like what the original Operation Wolf was, but it was trying to take on that sort of thing. When you'd like teleport it, inside the game there were options to teleport to locations. And there was some times where I actually looked up and I kind of saw myself in the view of the window, like shooting, aiming, as I was actually shooting and aiming people around there. And that was a kind of nice little trick to actually show you teleported into the game itself, and you could see yourself staring through the window at the game area down there, which was nice. I actually quite liked that. There was a nice little feel about that. The only gripe that I have about this game is that we're standing inside an arcade and you're like looking around, you can see all the different arcades, all the different games that you can play, but there is only one game that you can play here, and that's Operation Wolf. It would have been such a good deal, such a good way if the other games were unlocked and you could actually play those. If you could walk around the arcade, interact with the people and interact with the other arcade machines, pretty much like on Sports Bar. But I think this game would actually have done it a heck of a lot better. But unfortunately, it was just one game, and there was no interactivity with anyone else, and there was no movement. You just played that one game and that was it. However, if they do any updates on their system, it would be nice if that would be like an open area. It would be so cool if that was an open area where other people can join in, and there were different games that you could play, and some even like two-player games like Operation Thunderbolt that both of you and the other person can like start shooting around as well. That would be awesome if they did that. They haven't yet, but I'm putting a hope on the yet. Hey, what have we got next? Okay, now on to Xbox One VR, a mixed battleground. Now, there's been a lot of rumours going around at the moment, and nothing seems to be quite solid or concrete yet. But I am keeping my ears to the ground to see what's going on. Now, I myself am not really an Xbox person. I'm more of a PlayStation all the way for me. But the Xbox has actually been sort of left out in the corner all on its own, whilst PCs and PlayStations have been cornering the market with virtual reality. So it is only just a matter of time before the Xbox is going to catch up and get its own sort of virtual reality. Now, there was a recent trailer that went out for an update for Battlezone. Battlezone is one of the first great games that came out on PlayStation. It was one of the first games I played during the launch title. And they are currently doing an update to it, or a DLC update called Battlezone Golden Edition. As you can see down here in the corner, I'm currently playing the trailer for this. Now, At the end of the trailer, so let me just fast forward that through. You think? At the end of the trailer, you can actually see that it says that it's going to be out for various platforms. These platforms include Steam, PlayStation, PS4, as well as Xbox. Now, some people were taking this as read that they're actually developing for a future concept of Xbox that they heard about that's coming out with VR support. So they're developing towards that. But at the same time, it's also got Switch in there. Now, I kind of refuse to believe at the moment that Switch has got anywhere near VR support yet. I don't think Switch is going to get VR support, and therefore I don't think that this title will actually be for VR on the Xbox. Instead, it could be that Battlezone is coming out with a standard 2D game that anyone can play on any console without VR support. But in saying that, I do hope, it is my intentions that I do hope that one day Xbox will actually join the VR revolution and start coming out with its own great games. That being said, just a few moments ago, I read an article about the HoloLens coming to the to the Xbox. Sorry, throat's a little dry. Yeah. At Sci-Fi London, we're not doing a Sci-Fi London bit yet, but at Sci-Fi London we have demonstrated and showcased the HoloLens numerous times as the next level of technology that's coming out. Now, HoloLens isn't the same as VR. It's not the sort of type of technology you'll get of total immersion. It's what's called mixed reality, where it overlays itself on the area around you. And apparently that Microsoft or the Xbox is currently developing for a built version for the Xbox. So we're going to have HoloLens meets the Xbox. There is going to be no other level involved, so no Oculus or HTC Vive. It is going to be a different style of gameplay. It is going to be a different style of virtual reality. In fact, like I said, it's not going to be virtual reality. It's what they call mixed reality, which is, as I said, the environment around you is going to be scanned into the system, and it will put its own programs into the world around you, so you can start walking around and interacting with the environment through your headset. Now, when I showcased the HoloLens at Sci-Fi London, it didn't need any wires or any cables. You basically just stuck it on, and the sensors on the headband itself could actually scan the area around you and work in real time with the imaging software that it's got stored in itself. So it has like a tiny little area which is a real ultra supercomputer that not only locates where you are in the world from scanning the environment around you, but also to where you've actually put stuff in the world. So you can put down like a video here or an object there, and it will interact with those areas as well as with yourself with certain hand gestures and hand commands. It's a really cool technology. When I used it myself, I really thought it was very interesting and very innovative in the way that it's done. However, it's not what we were expecting as a game level sort of device. More of a showcase sort of thing. You can't really use it for proper gaming yet. I mean, when it comes to gaming on the 2D screen, that can be awesome. You'll be wowed with graphics. You'll have like the ultra high definition resolution. You won't get any of that on mixed reality. It is low resolution. It is poor quality in comparison to what you would get on either virtual reality or TV. and therefore I could find it hard to see how they would use this for games. But anything's possible, and I'm sure there are going to be some ideas people have. My only concern is that a lot of people will think, oh, this is new ultra technology, it'll be absolutely awesome for playing games like God of War and such, but it won't be. It won't be, because it is just be superimposed image onto the area around you, and you can only work with those in by certain mediums, which is not easy to relate to. And saying that, anything's good for the future. It could be the first stepping stone of something really impressive somewhere down the line, and I really do hope for that to happen. So, on the manner of science fiction and things for the future, let's talk about Sci-Fi London. Now, tomorrow, which I'm going to the standard meet and greet down in Stratford to help set up and organise the event that's coming up from the 1st of March. Let me just have a little look. So just getting the information up. I should have had this up beforehand. Okay, right, so the Sci-Fi London is from the 1st to the 7th of May. Now, I will be going down there just to help set up the equipment, set up some of the stalls, the stands, the settings, get the printers ready, get the front of house staff sorted out to meet and greet people coming in. And we are expecting hundreds of thousands of people coming in to watch the films that we do. Now, what sort of films that we have on offer that we show down here at Sci-Fi London, it's not going to be like the grandioso films that you get for the A-list celebrities or classic box office. You don't get any of that here. These are the B-rate, underappreciated movies that are made by people like you and me who enjoy making films for the love of making films. And we get to see some of them. They may be poor, they may be crap, they may be absolutely bland and useless, but that's what we love about these films, is because they are the low budget films like you and me, that you and me could actually create and would never be seen by anyone. So we offer the opportunity to put them out there, let some people pay for a weekly pass to be able to see these films and enjoy them in their entirety, so that we give audiences to those type of films. We also have a 48-hour film challenge, which has actually just gone, but we will be announcing the winners of those soon during the actual film festival. Now, our main area is Stratford Picture House, so if you're around in the area, please do come along to Stratford Picture House, see what we have to offer, give a little wave of hi to myself, and just yeah, sorry, if you see me in there with a Sci-Fi London t-shirt, say hi, I know your YouTube channel, and say keep up the good work, and where's the entrance so I can watch some good decent films. We'll show you around, and there'll be plenty of films to be watched. Just a little warning though, these films are unrated. So when I say they're unrated, some of them won't be suitable. In fact, I don't think any of them will be suitable for children, because they're not like 15 rate or 18 rate or U or PG. There's got none of that. It's because these haven't gone through any sort of board of authority or anything, because like I said, they don't get sent out to cinemas. We do that for them, and as such they are unrated. So you could have anything from nudity to violence, blood, gore, sex, whatever. It will all be down there in one form or another in these films. And yeah, so not for the faint of heart, not for the underage, and well, yeah, hope you enjoy. Well, like I said, if you wanted to come down and see me down there, I'll put some links down in the description of how to get there and where you need to go to sign up to get the information. So that's up for the Sci-Fi London, 1st to the 7th of May. Please, January, February, March, May. Yeah, I always get March and May sort of mixed up, but yeah, 1st to the 7th of this month, up and coming month. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you down there. And I think that is that for this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed creating this. I will leave you at the end of this video with the trailer for the I will leave you with the trailer for Battlezone in its full entirety. But thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys out there.
Planet Earth, date unknown. Mankind teeters on the brink, pushed to the edge of extinction by the corporation's unquenchable thirst for war. Humanity must retaliate with the most advanced weapon it has. You. Good luck, pilot. Obliterate the mechanized legions. Upgrade your tank. Incoming enemies. Danger. Swarm detected. Remember, you are not alone. Fire the EMP. Welcome to Battlezone.